Evening, I
Thank
can
you
hear
very
you.
much. Okay, thank you very much. Please still do well to tag people. I don't expect us to have less than 80 persons here. So keep tagging till they join, as we'll be starting shortly. But we still need to get like 50 persons before we proceed. We need 50 persons. So start tagging your friend on the group. If you don't have a friend, tag anybody. Tag anybody, tag a group. Yes, so we proceed. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. How are you all doing this night? Please, can you hear me? Confirm you can hear me. Okay, Mary saying good evening. Okay, thank you, Mary. Good evening, everyone.
I can hear you. Good evening.
Okay, Mr. Ben, thank you. Good evening. All right, guys, welcome to our first mentorship section for this year. I hope you're all excited to be here. This is our first mentorship program, aside people that have been doing CV review. So this is our first mentorship program, and I am super excited to be welcoming you here to our first quarter section. My name is Omolade Bemisola, and I'll be your moderator for this evening. I would have loved to hear everybody speak, but we don't have enough time on our side. We proceed now. So welcome, everyone. I want to appreciate you for joining our section as we'll be starting now. So before we proceed, I'd like to remind us of what the organization is. What is this organization about? What we do, what are our values, and what we intend to do for the Graduates Network. So before I proceed, can anyone remind me the name of this organization? If you are sure you know the name of this organization, can you type it in the chat section, or you unmute yourself and tell me what organization is this? Hello, guys. What organization is this? What is the name of this organization? I can see Get Work Nigeria. Get Work Nigeria. All right, thank you. Does anyone know the full meaning of Get Work Nigeria? Or you just know the organization is Get Work Nigeria? What is Get Work Nigeria? I'm sure Get Work is an acronym of something. What is Get Work Nigeria? Let me see how active we are. What is Get Work Nigeria? I hope somebody is not making use of Google. Please, what is Get Work Nigeria? You've been part of us since 2 years, 1 year, 6 months, 3 days, 2 days. You should know what Get Work is. What is the full meaning of Get Work? Is anyone typing? Is anyone saying something? What is Get Work? Okay, I want to assume we don't know. Graduate engagement training. Wow. Graduate empowerment. Okay. Okay. Let's keep it coming. So no one is bold enough to turn off their mic. Please make use of your mic if you are sure. Okay, Mr. Ben says he's in a noisy environment and I am scared of unmuting my mic. Okay. Okay. Anyone? You've been a member of this community, so I expect everyone to be telling me the name of this community. If you don't tell me, we may not proceed. I am the moderator of this event. Who is bailing us out so we can start? What is Get Work Nigeria? Get work, get work, get work. Wow. So no one knows the meaning of Get Work Nigeria. Is somebody speaking to me? Okay, I would mention names. I would mention name. Does anyone want to bail us out?
Hello.
Okay. Hi. Who is on the
Good
line?
evening. Okay.
Yes, please. I can hear you.
Okay. Graduate Empowerment Training Workshop. That's what Get Work means.
Graduate empowerment. Are we sure it is empowerment? All right, guys. So without wasting much of our time, okay, is anybody speaking?
Yes, it's actually graduate employment, not empowerment.
All right. Thank you very much. So, guys, Get Work simply means Graduate Employment Training Workshop. And what do we do? Get Work Nigeria is actually a non-governmental organization which is dedicated to empowering young graduates and bridging the employment gap in Nigeria. I'm sure every one of us here is a graduate, right? So we are here to bridge the employment gap in Nigeria. So with our focus on training, recruiting, managing talent, that is what we do. And you would agree with me that that's what we have been doing. We have been training, we have been recruiting, and we have been managing talent. So Get Work Nigeria, what we aim to do is to facilitate a smooth transition for graduates into the workforce and fostering a resourceful community of skilled professionals. We are here to equip you with the necessary tools, the necessary skills you need. And this organization would not be here if we don't have our founder, our co-founders. So please, can we give it up to our co-founder, our patron? Is our patron here? Can anyone check if Dr. Yetunde is here? All right, in absentia, would be appreciating Dr. Yetunde Ajibade and Barrister Bumi Omeke for putting this organization in place for graduates in Nigeria to help them get into work, to train them and manage different talent in different places. So please, can we celebrate them in the comment section, or if you want to unmute yourself and give them a shout. So those are our leaders here. They are the one God used in bringing us here together. So before we proceed, I'll be giving us our housekeeping rule. And our rule one is there should not be noise. We don't need unnecessary noise, meaning that every mic should be mute. And if we want to talk or answer questions, we should make use of our virtual hand, raise your hand, and I'll make you speak. So thank you very much. While we go to the reason why we are here, we all know that this is our first training, our first mentoring section, and it is themed the blueprint for success. Can we echo it? Can we echo that together? Or if you can type in the comment section, can I hear you say blueprint for success? You can unmute your mic.
Blueprint for success.
All right, blueprint for success. That is our theme for this mentorship section, and we'll be looking at how to set our career goals, and building your job preparedness toolkit. So what do we mean? What are we trying to derive using this theme? We all know that this is the 21st century, and we are all graduates. There are some necessary tools, there are some necessary skills we need to thrive in the 21st century workspace. We should know that if we are not prepared, opportunity will not find us. Opportunity don't just find you. It is the opportunity that you are prepared for that would come. So I want to encourage everyone that you should always be prepared for opportunities. You don't know when opportunities will come. And there's a popular saying that says, clarity creates confidence, and your confidence attracts opportunities. If you are not prepared for opportunities, you won't get it. So I would like to ask you, what is stopping you from being the most prepared version of yourself? You said you want to be prepared, you want to get the tool. Okay. You said you want to get the toolkit to be prepared, but how prepared are you? So this is why we are bringing this section for you to learn, unlearn, and relearn. So thank you very much. I'll be calling in our speaker for the night, our one and only Mrs. Bumi Omeke. Please, can we give her a round of applause? Can we welcome her in this comment section? Thank you very much, guys.
Oh, my mic is muted. Hello, everyone. It's so nice to be here again. I always see this kind of session as a community session, like a town hall meeting, because I believe that everyone that is here have communicated with me one way or the other, either through text message, WhatsApp, calling, or something. I just put up my video so that you can put a face to the name. For those of you who have not met me in person, I will turn off my video so that it doesn't affect the network back home in Nigeria. So today I'll be discussing a very interesting topic. And as Bemisola has introduced, she mentioned that it is the first step. It's the first thing you should consider in your career as a young graduate in your early starts. And the topic I'll mention again is blueprints for success, setting goals and building your job preparedness toolkits. And what do we mean by this? What are those things you need to transit into the work environment? Remember when we were talking about Get Talk Nigeria, we talked about part of our aim is to help young graduates transit into the work environment effectively. We also observe that this session might not only be for young graduates, might be even for people in their mid-career, might be people who are finding it difficult in one way or the other, and they need to retrace their steps career-wise. So if you are here and you're not a young graduate, you're not within the 0 to 3 years experience, don't feel somehow, don't feel like you are out of place being here. There might be a purpose for you to be here. There might be 1 or 2 things you might take from this session. Having said that, I found out that in every gathering, there are 4 different classes of participants, and I always like to address them and speak to them. The first set of participants are the gate crashers. They are the ones who don't even understand why we are here, and they just want to be on the call. Yoruba call them Mogbomoya. You've heard something like that, right? They just want to know, they just want to be there. They don't even know what is going on here. There's a second set of people we call critics. They are the ones that feel they know the topic very well, and they are here to assess or judge how the topic is taught. The third set of people are the cheerleaders, the ones who are hungry to learn and really want to put what they've learned into practice. They share us up, and after the session, we don't see any change. The third people are the doers. These are the ones who are hungry to learn. They really want to put the learning into practice. They get their writing materials, they jot down what they've learned, and they put them into practice. They don't only stop at that, they give us positive feedbacks, they give us credit for our impact, and they keep winning outside. Those are the ones we are gathered here for. Those are the ones that have made me to take out time out of my very tight and busy schedule to be here. These are the outstanding ones. And these are the ones that we are proud of at Get Work Nigeria. Now I'm asking you, which of these 4 classes of people are you? Are you the gate crasher? Are you the critic? Are you the cheerleader? Are you the doer? Which of them are you? Remember, you have the power to choose. So I want you to type in this comment section, which of those classes of people are you? Are you the gate crasher? Are you the critic? Are you the cheerleader? Are you the doer? Like I said, I'm here for the doer. So let me see what you are and who I'm speaking to in the comment section. All right, guys. Please don't say it if you don't mean it. Integrity, remember, is part of our values at Get Work Nigeria. If you don't mean it, don't say it. All right, so I just need to say that to jot your brain. And it's always important to understand the purpose of a thing, because if you do not understand the use of a thing, misuse of that thing is inevitable. Just like God has given us life, just like normal things that we use in our houses in a normal day. We use a spoon to eat because we understand that it's meant for eating. We understand the purpose of the spoon. And that is how it translates to everything we use in this life, and even life itself that we use. You begin to use your life well when you understand the purpose of your life. You begin to use your certificates well, the certificate you acquire from school, when you begin to understand the purpose of that education. You begin to use the training you acquire at Get Work Nigeria and the knowledge well when you understand the purpose of that training and mentorship session. That is the way it is. And that is why my co-founder, our patron, Miss Y, she always says, we call her Dr. Yetunde now, she always says, always ask the why. What is the why? Why is a way of asking what is the purpose of the thing? Why is that thing there? Why is it there? Why is it used that way? Always find a way to ask the why in every situation, in everything that you're going to utilize in life. Always ask the why. It helps you to be able to navigate, to be able to stay focused on the goal. And that embodies everything that we're talking about today. The purpose of this our discussion is to say 2 things about goal setting. We are here to empower you to set achievable career goals. There might be a lot of lessons, a lot of things you've learned in the books about career goals. We are not here to just reiterate those things. We are here to ensure that you are actually living in the achievable goals. And that's why we are here. That's what mentorship session is all about. It's not training. It's a bit different from training. We are giving you a roadmap. We are giving you a guide. And we are making it easy for you. If you are ready to follow through, we are making it easy for you to achieve it. So we are not just training and pouring and just leaving you. We are guiding you. We are leading you. We are holding your hands. It's hand holding. And that is what this session is all about. So you might be surprised that some things I would say, they are not new to you. It's okay. But know that it is not about, and that's why we need to understand the purpose. It's not about repeating those things to you. It's about guiding you on those things. We have designed sessions that will follow through from January to December throughout this year, and we are committed to holding this session. Even if we have 3 people in attendance, we are committed to it. And the reason is we have designed this session in a way that it will flow. It's going to flow. So everything we're asking you to do, we are going to be checking up on you through our community group. We are going to be checking up on you personally when we see how hungry you are. We are going to make sure that you achieve these goals all throughout the year in your personal career and in your dream job. We are putting everything in place to make sure that these things are achieved. And that is if you want it. You know the adage that says you can only force a horse to the stream, but you cannot force the horse to drink water. That is what it is. So we would guide you through the process. And at the end of the day, we're planning that at least if you are able to attend this class up to 70%, we'll give you a certificate. And that certificate would take you into, we open doors for you. The way we are positioned as an organization, we can assure you that any certificate you get from our mentorship session at the end of this year, we open remarkable doors for you. So it is up to you to take up this challenge, and they're coming to you for free. All that is demanded is your commitment, your time, your energy. That is all that we require from you. We do not require money. We do not require money for any of our mentorship programs. They are totally free. But what we require is you to follow the rules, the house rules that governs our community, and we will be able to help you, we'll be able to assist you in the process. Having said that, the purpose of this session, again, I would say the purpose of this particular topic is to empower you to set achievable career goals and to equip you with tools for job readiness. So the first activity I will ask you to type in the chat box is, do you have a dream job or business? Just type yes or no. It's okay if you don't have. I didn't have for a very long time as a young graduate. I was just following the flow, and many of us do. So don't feel somehow if you don't have a dream job or business. So my question to you today is, do you have a dream job or a business? Yes or no? It's fine if you don't. I'm checking the comment section to see our responses. I'm seeing a lot of yes. Beautiful. Please don't be afraid to respond. I want to see responses from all of us. I mean, all of us. It would be nice to see your response. It's also something I'm trying to do. I need to get a feedback to be able to help, right? So I would like to see 16 responses, yes or no. It's totally fine if you do not have a dream job. And I'm saying it with all sense of ownership. For a long time, I did not have a dream job or business. Maybe I still don't have. So it's okay if you don't have it figured out. And some people do have, and it changes over time because of opportunities, circumstances. It could change. So there's nothing really rigid about dream job or business. There's nothing really rigid about it. Things could change. There could be an adjustment. You might be thinking about owning maybe a multi-million-dollar IT business, or like a software developer, a platform, come up with a solution like an app or something like that. And somewhere along the line, you get an opportunity, maybe in the health sector or something to develop, and it just changes, So it is okay. Don't be afraid to say, I do not have that perfect dream job and all that and business, So having said that, have you been able to identify the major skills and resources that you need to get there? And when I mean identify, have you been able to write it down somewhere? Because it is important to write. It is not just to know. It is important to document so that you can go back to it. That's like your map, so that you can actually go back to these things and check if you're actually aligning, if what you're doing is actually aligning with them. You miss it when you don't document, when you don't have something to refer, you don't have a point of reference. So some of us have dream job. Another thing is, have you documented? Did you write it out? Did you write it somewhere? Do you write out what you need to get it? Now I'm jotting our brain. Now, like I said, this session is not to tell you, it's not to spoon feed you, it's to guide you. I'm giving you a map. And we're getting there. Do you have the resources that you need? Do you have it written out? The resources and skills that you need to get your dream job, is it written out? Those are the questions I have for you. So, why is it important to set career goals? Like I said, I always like to start from the why. Most of us know what career goals, what's goals, smart goals, this, that. We've heard it everywhere. It's on YouTube, it's on everywhere. Have you sat down to really understand the importance, how important it is for you to set a goal for yourself? Have you come to that knowledge? Have you come to that reality, personal reality? Not following bad wagons, not like following the moves. Have you sat down to say, you know what, I'm going to pull my goals down? And this is why it is important. I do that. Now I'm reminding you, I'm here to jot your brain on the importance of goal setting. I have about 15 minutes left. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but in 15 minutes, I should be done with this class. And I want us to have an interactive session afterwards. I want to listen to the questions of your heart. After this session, I will take out another 15 minutes or more, because we didn't start the session on time. I want to listen to career questions. I want to listen to questions you might have or issues bothering you that you might want to ask in this session. I'll be very glad to answer. It might even be about Get Work Nigeria. It might be about issues at work, might be about your job search, confusion, anything. That is what this community group is all about. It's not just about talking. It's about guiding you, listening to you, and using what you have said to us to guide you, right? So, importance of career goal setting. Number one, to provide clarity and direction. Clarity and direction. To help you to stay focused. Secondly, to help you to stay focused on your efforts and decision making. So whenever you want to make a decision about applying for a job, whenever you want to make a decision about attending an interview, you are going back to your goals. Does this align with my goals? Does this align with my career goals? It helps you to focus on your decision making. It helps you to stay focused. Then it helps you to track progress and celebrate achievements. I'll tell you something, a very personal story to me. I was born in Ibadan. I was raised in Warri. My parents, when my father was retiring from Shell Petroleum in Warri, we were going to return to Ibadan. I was in school. I was in the university. I attended Igbinedion University. I read law in Igbinedion University. I'm just saying this so you know me better, right? It's not really related to the story. So I was in my final year when my parents moved to their main house. I am the last born of 3 siblings. And I have an elder brother who is very much in the affairs. He's a technocrat in Nigeria as we speak. Some of you might know him. He's the director and CEO of the CNG initiative. This guy, while growing up, had learning issues. He was 3 years older than me as my sibling. I'm the last born, like I said, of the 3 siblings that we grew up together with my parents. So, and he had learning difficulty up till he got to his last year in the primary school. He was at the bottom of the class. But this guy, when we moved to Warri and we settled into our schools, is in GSS, from GSS 1, in the school we attended, he was taking first position. He never stopped taking first position until he got to his final year in secondary school. And a lot of things happened I may not be able to discuss in this session. While trying to help him, overcome his learning difficulty. I remember then my mom was a teacher. She would be angry when she's trying to teach him. She would cry. But she focused on the goal. She focused on the goal and she kept on saying, I did not give birth to a dullard. I gave birth to intelligent children, right? And she would do everything. She would adjust her learning methodology to make sure that this guy understood what she was teaching him. I started reading before him. He's 3 years older than me, but I started reading before him. That was how he moved from 0 to 100. And he graduated, he won all the best results. He had the best results in all his subjects in SS. He actually didn't do SS3, he did SS2. And he moved on, did his JAMB, got into Unilag his first year, moved to the US. I'm rushing over the story quickly. For the remaining part of his university education, he graduated with a first class, the best student in his department at the time, in electrical engineering. And as I speak to you, just before he moved into the CNG program in Nigeria and he spearheaded it, he owned a company that, is one of the top capital investment company in West Africa. What am I trying to say? I'm coming back to a story I have not said. When we were moving to Ibadan, there was this paper he wrote on, there was this book he wrote on, and he wrote out his goals, what he wants to achieve in the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. He wrote it down in that 80 leaves book. And it was very detailed. He didn't just write what he wanted to do. He wrote how he was going to achieve it. And he left it in his room because he traveled. I mean, yeah, traveled to the US. So he left it was part of some of the things he left, And when my parents were moving, my dad saw that book. And my dad saw that book when he was already in his own, he had already started working. And at that point, we saw that everything he said he was going to do in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, he has done it and he has surpassed it because he had a clarity of vision. And I'm telling you, I'm still referring to that book when I still see what he's doing right now in Nigeria. This is a guy that he left the US to come and help with the Nigerian economy, to contribute back to his economy, contribute back to the nation, right? Despite his loud achievements, he became a supervisor in the US at the age of 26 in a multinational. He had his first house bought at the age of 23. So he didn't really need to come back to Nigeria. He could have stayed back in the US and enjoy his life and all that. He didn't really need all that. So going back to, I'm going back and forth for you to understand the essence of setting a goal, how important it is. This story is very dear to me and it's very personal to me. It's not one of those stories that you just hear out there, like somebody just trying to brag. It's a very personal story to me. It's a story that has helped my own life. Like I look back and I see what my brother is doing and I look at that book, I remember that book, I read that book, and I'm just seeing his life played out. And that brings me back to the importance of setting a goal. You can never go wrong setting a goal for yourself. What are the types of goal you set? We have short-term goal. In my own opinion, we have short-term goal, we have long-term goal. Short-term goal, they say, is 3 years or less. The goals you set for yourself, 3 years or less. Long-term goals are goals that you set for yourself 3 years and above. There are other school of thought. Some will tell you 5 years and above is for long-term goal. Some even have what they call mid-term goal. But for the purpose of this conversation, I'm talking about 2 types of goals, short-term goal and long-term goal. Now, in my own opinion, short-term goal is the most important because you are able to break down every steps you are going to take towards the big picture and you are able to follow through. You cannot be looking at the big picture and not have steps towards the big picture. You will fall off the ladder, right? If you want to move from step 1 to step 4 without going through 2, 3, 4. And that's why I say I'm someone who respects the process. In everything, process includes your failures and your success. So when people are talking about process, and it seems they're just talking about climbing up the ladder, it includes those falls, when you fall off the ladder and then you climb again. That's part of the process. Because when you fall off, there's something you've learned. That's also part of the goal. So setting short-term goals is more important. I believe is even more important in your career progression than that big picture, that dream job that you're thinking about. And that's why I say, what are the resources? What are those things that you've put in place? Every step you have put in place to get to that dream job is a goal in itself. It is a goal in itself. And I'm going to explain that. I'm going to give us a framework, which we all know. I'm going to review that framework with us, and I'm going to give you instances of a short-term goal. I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to do that in another 10 minutes. SMART goal. Specific. S stands for specific. Who, what, where, when, why, which. Those are the things you're asking. You are defining the goal as much as possible with no ambiguous language. Who is involved? What do I want to accomplish? Where will it be done? Why am I doing this? Which constraints do I have? How do I beat the constraints? So you are specific about your goal. What is an example of a specific goal? I would come to that. I want to discuss all the elements, let's discuss the ingredients, all the ingredients we use to make a goal. So a goal is not just specific, it must be measurable, it must be attainable, it must be relevant, and it must be timely. So those are the ingredients. It's like when you are cooking jollof rice, you cannot leave salt and put just tomatoes and pepper for it to become a jollof rice, real jollof rice. So I'm going to discuss all these elements, and we'll now come back to what SMART goal is, an example of a SMART goal. Because what we are discussing today is not goal, it's not just goal, it's SMART goal, the SMART goal framework. Now, we talked about being specific. Let's talk about being measurable. How do you track your progress? You can't just give a goal and you're not talking about the timeline. Can you track the progress and measure your outcome? How much? How many? How will I know when my goal is accomplished? So if you set a goal for yourself, how will you know when you've accomplished that goal? What's the measure? Then the third point is it must be attainable. Attainable is how? Is the goal reasonable enough for you to accomplish it? Is it realistic? And that's why I talk about short-term goal. It's very important. Short-term goals are very close to you. You know if they're realistic or not. You see that big picture, that dream job that you're having. It's not that it's not attainable. Your dream should be bigger than, all these motivational speakers we talk. Today I'm talking about the basics, not motivation. If you can think it, you can achieve it. Yes, we all know that. But how do you get there? That is what we are talking about. We are coming down to the basics, because sometimes we forget the basics. We all get geared up by all those, statements, all those prayers in church, all those prayers in mosque, all those prayers in the shrines. We all get motivated. If you cannot attain it, if you can think it, you can attain it, and bless and this. Let's come back to the nitty-gritty. How do you get it done? Is it attainable? Have you set an attainable goal for yourself? Have you thought about how to get there? What resources you need? The fourth one was it must be relevant. It must meet your needs. It must be relevant to your needs. It must be consistent with the other goals. You cannot be marking a goal to become a outstanding software developer, and at the same time you are setting a goal to. I'm giving a very radical example. You're also setting a goal to be a senior advocate of Nigeria at the same time. Your goal has to be relevant to each other. They must be worthwhile, not here and there. That's what that part means. It must be timely. Your goal should include a time limit. I will complete this step by this month, by this day, by this time of the year. It should establish a sense of urgency and prompt you to have better time management. Time management is another discussion on its own. A lot of us struggle with time management. I've seen very high achievers. I've had this kind of conversations with my mentees, people I closely mentor, and part of what I see that is a stumbling block, like a stepping stone, I would say, because they are still able to overcome it, is inability to prioritize their task, inability to manage their tasks effectively, inability to identify what is most important at each point in time and address it, chasing the least important and leaving the most important aspect of their life, not able to know how important a particular task or a particular thing is to their life, or not being able to identify it, and then not being able to prioritize it. It's a big issue and can be even an issue for achievers, right? So I'm just highlighting that. So now let's talk about an example, very simple example. And like I said, this is a framework. Just use this example, apply it to your own personal life and what you do when you're trying to build your goals. An example is you set a loose goal for yourself. I want to improve my public speaking skills. This might just be due to the kind of profession that you are in, right? So I want to improve my public speaking skills. That is your goal. But it becomes a SMART goal when you say, I will deliver 3 presentations by June 2025. Those simple statements, that simple statement already has all the SMART, all the elements of SMART in it. You are specific. I'm delivering a presentation. You are very specific. It's measurable. You said 3. 3. And this is January, right? You said 3 presentations. Is achievable because this is January. You have 6 months. You said you deliver 3 presentations in 6 months. That is achievable. You have an interval of 2 months to start working on it. That is achievable. That is relevant. It is relevant to your public speaking skills because that is the presentation. A public presentation is relevant to your public speaking skills. So it's relevant. Timely. You said by June 2025. That is timely. So I hope I've been able to confuse and not confuse you that with this example of goal and SMART goal, you've been able to set a SMART goal for yourself already using this framework I just explained to you. So I would like you, if you have jotted something down, I would like you to apply this with your goal. It might be, I have a goal of improving my writing skills. I have a goal of networking. What are those things you need to do to network? And what are those things, and how can you achieve it in so amounts of time? How many of those activities do you want to carry out within that time limit? And how does that align with your main goal? So that is how you begin to build personal goals for yourself. I cannot possibly come and be building goals for each of you. I can only give you a framework that you can use and go build these goals for yourself and make this 2025 worthwhile. Now, there's another side to this presentation today, and I will just rush over it. It has to do with preparing your job preparedness toolkit. What are your job preparedness toolkit? Please get a pen and a paper to jot these things down, because all throughout the year, we'll be training you on these things, on this job preparedness toolkit. That would be the crux of all our conversations throughout the year. So take a note, jot it down, so that as you're going through these sessions with us each month, you are marking your progress, right? So the first thing you do with your job preparedness toolkit is do a skills inventory. You went through school, right? You're a graduate. There are skills that you've developed along the way, either through participating in school activities, through reading, exams, whatever. You've built those skills. We have hard skills, we have soft skills. You've built those skills through school, no matter how small they are. And skills are developed. Skills are built and they are developed over time. So you might be at 2, and then you move to 3, 4, 5, 6 on the same skill. There are phases, there are grades to skills. So there are skills that you've built. Make a skills inventory. What are those skills you have? What are your hard skills? What are your soft skills? And know where you are at on those skills. Do a paperwork for your life. Do a paperwork for yourself. I'm telling you, you will not regret it. Do an opportunity research, visibility. That's the second thing for your job preparedness toolkit. Do an opportunity research and visibility study. Find out what opportunities are around you that aligns with these skills that you have. What are those opportunities? The third thing you want to do is personal branding. Personal branding involves 4 things I will explain to you. I was able to, put them together in 4 things that you can remember. Your service. How do you give back to people around you? How do they view your impact? It's part of your personal branding. We take it for granted. What's your service? Even at your workplace, what's the quality of your service? Your use of social media is a personal branding thing. How do you use social media? Do you just use it to brag? Do you just use it to post stuff that are not relevant to your goals in life? Do you just use it to troll people? Are you identified? Are you known as someone that trolls people on social media? Is that your personal branding? You need to be aware. There are, in some instances, and I will be discussing about all these things. Prospective employers go to your social media to check you out and check what you're doing. So if you're somebody that really wants to be serious, even prospective clients, they go to your social media. Also note that social media these days includes LinkedIn. They go and see what you're doing there, what you're all about. Communication skills. How do you communicate? What is the level of your communication skills? That's part of personal branding. If you're having issues with your senses, your vocabulary, your pronunciation, there's always room for improvements. You see this English language, nobody owns it. Even the Canadians, even the British, they all have their different slangs and different English. Traveling is a form of education. When you travel, you will see that there's nobody that can even hold English as their can even say, oh, I'm the master of this English. They all have their versions. So there's always room for improvement. That's what I'm saying with your communication. Dressing for success is part of personal branding. How do you dress? Dress the way you want to be addressed. They're dressing for different occasions. Even in those occasions, how do you still present yourself? I've met prospective business prospects in weddings. I've met business prospects in social gatherings that are not business related. The way I dress is also the way I will be addressed in those settings. So I'm not here to preach religion on how religious dressing to you. I'm just saying to you, ask yourself, we all have conscience. Ask yourself, when you dress up and you go out and people see you, how do they perceive you? If you're in the entertainment world and you dress like an entertainer, no problem. You're dressing to entertain. It aligns with your goals. But if you're not an entertainer, you are in some professional field and you dress in some way. When you go for social events, you say, oh, social event is social event. Remember that meeting people is not in a box. You can meet people anywhere. You can meet somebody that you both do business. You have prospects of doing business with for the next 20 years in a very unexpected environment. So that is already overemphasized. Connecting your brand. That's the fourth part. I spoke about do a skills inventory, do an opportunity research, personal branding. Now I'm talking about connecting your brand. How do you connect your brand? Now you've branded yourself. How do you connect? How do people connect with your brand? As a young graduate, your resume and your cover letter. When I say resume, I mean your CV is one of it. Your elevation pitch, crafting elevation pitch is something we are going to talk about as we move on in all these mentorship sessions. So that's why this mentorship session, this is just a taster. I'm just giving you a taster. You don't want to miss it throughout the year. If you follow these mentorship sessions we are having throughout this, I bet you cannot be a failure. Nobody has even worked with me and become a failure. So it's not even possible. I can beat my chest. Resume and cover letter, craft your elevation pitch. Who you are, what you have achieved, and what you intend to achieve in your new role. That elevation pitch will be on your resume. And also, when you meet people and they're asking you questions, if you understand your elevation pitch, it helps you. You can introduce yourself powerfully in 1 minute. Who you are, what you have achieved, and what you intend to achieve. In less than 1 minute, people are wowed and they want to work with you. They see you as a person of value because you have said your elevation pitch. Your use of LinkedIn. LinkedIn, we all know, is the standard professional platform. We have other professional platforms though, but LinkedIn is the most popular, the most accepted worldwide and globally. So we will talk about LinkedIn, the use of your LinkedIn. Networking. How do you network? How do you connect your brand to people? How do people connect with you? Have you mastered the art of networking? That's a topic on its own. Mentorship. Do you understand what mentorship is? Mentorship is not to spoon feed you. Mentorship is to guide you. Mentorship is adding value to your mentor. While your mentor is giving to you, you are also adding value. That's mentorship. Mentorship is not telling you what to do. It's guiding you on how to do it. If you don't understand the purpose of mentorship, if you don't understand the heart of mentorship, you will misuse it, and you will misuse the opportunity, and you will lose the opportunity of mentorship. A lot of people have lost mentorship opportunity because they don't understand the purpose. And it's disheartening. Young people that would have been in great places if they had submitted themselves to mentorship. Just little knowledge, and they fly off. They say, oh, I know too much. To hell with the mentor. I know more than the mentor now. No, no, no. If you want to be a success, you have to stay in mentorship for life. I'm telling you. It may not be with the same mentor, but at every stage, you require some form of mentorship. And I tell you, mentorship is not disturbing somebody and going into somebody's DM. Someone can be your mentor without knowing. I have mentors that don't even know me from any. I have mentors that are even dead. Their life mentors me. I follow their map, what they've done with their life. That's mentorship. So mentorship is not necessarily going into people's DM and asking them what to do or what. That is also part of it, but that is not what solely mentorship is. And that's why we built this platform. While coming up my career ladder, I had a lot of young people coming to me and asking me questions on how I navigated my career and all that. And while I met Miss Y, when she was, she had an organization, a 0 to 6 years school, and I started to work with her as a manager in the school, and we partnered on some businesses. And I saw the real, we both saw the real gap young graduates have with mentorship. So we decided to institutionalize it, to make it an organization and make it easy for young graduates like you. So you don't have to, I cannot possibly serve the whole world. I cannot even serve 1/100 of Nigerian graduates. To be honest with you, I can't. It's not possible. If not, I won't have anything I'm doing. I'll just be answering everybody via DM. So we had to create this platform so that it is easy for us to provide this guide to you for free, without you having to go into people's DM, there's not many people that have that time, that have that drive. They know what to do, but they are not able to translate that learning. They are not able to teach it. It's not many people that can do that. So we created this opportunity so that young graduates like you can, connect with it and make use of it. So don't joke with mentorship. It's part of connecting with your brand. Your mentor can be your greatest cheerleader when you add value, when they see you, when you're positioned as a person of value, when you follow through their guidance. They can be your greatest cheerleader. They can be your greatest connector. Even within the work environment, you need mentorship. You need some form of mentorship. You need some form of sponsorship. There should be somebody that believes in you and wants to hold your hand just because of the value you project. That's connecting with your brand. Interview preparation is part of connecting with your brand. How do you prepare for interviews? You are going for a board. There are some interviews that is not just the hiring manager. You have a whole board set of people that are going to interview you. You might not get the job, but there may be somebody sitting on that table. I've had instances like that connects with you and says, okay, she's not getting the job in this organization, but I'm going to take this. I'm going to look out for this person. I'm going to get this. In fact, it has happened to me. I did not get the job, but I got somebody that was sitting on that table that believed in me. And he came afterwards, sent me a message and said, let's connect. So everybody have their place. You never know where that person that connects with you will meet you. Interview preparation is also part of connecting with your brand, because it's not just about meeting the hiring manager alone. It's about meeting the person you don't even expect. It's about giving value. It's about making a mark. It's about leaving a mark where you're going. You are building. The people you met at that interview panel, you might meet them again in future, and they will be able to speak to your skills. They'll be able to say, oh, this person has grown. Oh, this person has really put some work. They will be proud of you. Even if they don't give you the job, they will be proud of you. So always see every opportunity you have to connect with any human, with any person, as an opportunity to sell your brand, an opportunity to sell who you are, the value you have. So it starts from having value, selling value, and giving value. That's where your goals start from. What are the values you have? You need to assess it. Do a skill assessment. Skill inventory. What do I have? How do I move what I have from 0 to 100? How do I sell it? How do I give it? So I have some activity for us, and I'll read it out. I will share it on the group. We'll share it on the group through Benisola, our national secretary for now. We share it through her. And the assignment is describe your dream job. List out 3 successful people in that field of your dream job and write about their career paths. It does not have to be a long essay. Just write about the part of their career that inspires you. List out the skills needed for your dream job. What are the skills that you need? List out the skills that you have, that you know you have, and rate yourself. List out 3 short-term career goals relating to your dream job. List them out. So the first 3 entries we get in our email, we'll be sending it out on the group. Starting from Monday, the first 3 entries we get. So we'll be receiving entries from Monday. So if you submit before Monday, we won't be considering it. So you want to consider, we want a level playing ground for everybody. So the first 3 entries we receive personalized mentorship from us. Personalized. When I mean personalized, people who have gone through personalized mentorship with Get What testify. So I don't need to blow our trumpets. They'll be receiving personalized mentorship from us in the next 6 months. And the rest, we get a general feedback. So even if you don't meet the first 3 entries, we will still give you a feedback. Ensure you are registered on all our membership platform, our WhatsApp. Ensure that you are on our WhatsApp, on our WhatsApp platform. Also ensure that you are following all our social media pages, our Instagram, our Facebook, our LinkedIn, our Twitter is not so active, but make sure you are following those 3, our Facebook, our LinkedIn, and our Instagram pages. And also we have a link that we've shared on our WhatsApp platform. Please join that link. That is where we have a database of our members. We are only able to attend, we can't attend to everybody. You know, we are only able to attend, we have to prioritize our members, those who are committed to this Get Work Nigerian dream. We are 100% committed to them as well. So please register on our through the link that will be shared on that group as a Get Work Nigerian member. In the course of the year, we'll have our own membership electronic cards and numbers and all that, because there will be a lot of benefits that will be attached to membership. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to give too much details, because I really want you to be able to do these things because you consider them important, not because we are baiting you or, you know, trying to beg you. No, there's so much to give. There's so much to give from the organization, and it is on you to be prepared to receive. I've come to the end of my session, and I want to apologize for taking a bit of more of your time. That has to do with, you know, the time we started, to be honest. I promised 1 hour, and I think I've been able to deliver 1 hour. Now we can have our question. If you have any question relating to the session of today, you have any question relating to Get Work Nigeria and what we do, we have any question relating to your job, maybe you're on a job, please feel free to put those questions in the chat session. And if you want to unmute your mic and talk about it, you can also do that, right? So officially, I would say we've closed, but we are open for question and answers. So thank you all for staying with us, and I hope that you've benefited a lot from this session. Over to you, Bemisola.
All right. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you so much for the wonderful section, for the impact. I've learned so much, and I'm sure everybody has learned 1 or 2 too. So guys, if you have questions, kindly raise up your, okay, I can see share the page. All right. Please unmute your mic and ask your question. Please ask question. It is very important.
Hello,
Ask
good evening.
question. Any question, no question is useless.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yeah, good evening. I
Sheye
think Bemisola is
Can you hear
having,
me, please?
I can see him
Bemisola
raising his
mute. I
hand
think you're
now.
having issues with your network.
Over to you. Is it still on call?
Yeah. I will
Hello, good evening.
moderate. I think Bemisola is having
Oh,
issues with her
yes, please, we
network.
can hear you.
Go ahead.
Right. So it's question per se. Thank you very much for that wonderful presentation, ma'am.
Yeah.
It's such an eye-opening one. So I had a little glitches with my network the other time when you were talking about personalized mentorship. So I'd like you to please just recap what you said about that, ma'am.
Very good. Yeah, so I talked about mentorship and I said that, first of all, people mistake the concept of mentorship. When it comes to mentoring, they think mentorship is about spoon-feeding them, like being told what to do. Mentorship is not being told what to do. Mentorship is giving value. You are giving value, you are exchanging value with your mentors, you are showing what you are able to do. And then you are receiving value from your mentor. Your mentor is guiding you on how to do it. Apply for this job. No, you know your skills. You know what you know what you can do. You already know your ability, but you just need a guide. And while you're doing that, you're showing value. You're showing that, see, I know what to do. I can do this. And that also informs the way you approach mentors, the way you approach mentorship, rather. I'm always careful with the word mentors because people always feel that a mentor has to be somebody that you have to talk to every day, sneak into their DMs, have conversation. Don't forget that these people also work. These people also have their mentors. These people also have people, they also have their own mentorship session, people that guide them through life. They are not gods. They don't have all the time in the world for you. Just the way you're slipping into their DM, there are other people that are also coming in to ask them for answers. So you don't want to burden them. You don't want them to be the one doing the work that you can do. That's the same way God has put us on earth and he has given us brain. There are some things God will not come down and do for you. You have to do it yourself. But he will guide you. God guides me. God will guide you. He might not do it for you, but he will guide you. That is how I see mentorship. There will be a session during the course of the year. That's why I don't want to talk too much. And it will be centered on mentorship. The do's and don'ts of mentorship is going to be centered on mentorship. It's going to open your eyes and make you understand, the usefulness, the importance, and the role of mentorship, and how mentorship is being abused and how it should not be used. For now, I'm sure you would agree with me that there's one important role you need to play right now as graduates, and that role is discovering your what. That's why we had this session. What are those things that you have already that is in you that you need to build on? That's the first step of goal writing. What is your what? What are you? And how do you build on that what? Right? So I want us to focus on that while also understanding what a mentorship program, mentorship is not meant to stress the mentor at all. It is meant to exchange values and also receive guidance. It's not meant to spoon feed you. And I also mentioned it that you don't even need to know, you don't need to have, like, there are people that mentor me in different areas of my life. Take, for example, there are people I look up to. They don't even know me, but I follow them bumper to bumper, if you understand what that means. I know their social media handles. I go to their YouTube page when they are talking. Anytime they release a new message, I'm there because they are my life mentors. They've gone through the paths that I am going through right now. I think that's what mentorship is all about. You see, I'm only able to lead people through the path that I've been through. I've been a young graduate. I've had struggles in my career. I've failed and I've succeeded. I've navigated falling and rising. So I can boldly say, okay, I can guide young graduates because I've been through that in the Nigerian environment, right? I've been through all of that. So there are people who have been all through all of that. They are online, they have online presence, they talk. You can see, how they've navigated. They talk about it. They don't even sell it. It's for free. you can actually say, oh, this person's life actually aligns with mine. I think I want to follow through. And it takes a lot of commitment. I have life mentors I'm committed to. If they release a new message today as we speak, I'll be one of their first listeners because they're my life mentors. I know their latest message. I know their latest books because they're my life mentors, because they've been through the path that I'm looking forward to being through. I'm looking forward to being. They are where I'm looking forward to be. There's always that person. Through research, through hunger, you'll be able to discover that person. Some of them are, like I said, some of them are even, sometimes your mentors are not even alive again, but they've left their footprints in sands of time. And you can follow it. Right? So that was what I said about, I think I've started to talk about our topic on mentorship already, but it's okay. It's okay. Learning is never too much. There's always more to give. Have I been able to, help you with that?
Yes, ma'am. You did
All right.
justice to that.
I'm glad
Thank you
to
so
hear.
much.
You're welcome. I don't think I have a dream job though. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That is fine. You see, where I work now as an health and a human resources professional and an health and safety advisor, it's not really my dream job. Was not really my dream job. To surprise you, I'm talking about dream job and it's as if I'm not practicing. No, that's not the case. The reason why I mentioned dream job is not to make sure that you have a dream job. It's to make sure that you have a goal. I don't want to go too radical, but I don't think there's anything like dream job. We're still going to come to that. Things change. The only thing that is constant in this life is change. And it is when you have a goal that you can align every change you witness with that goal. Short-term goal, like I said, have a short-term goal. Develop your skills using a short-term goal towards it. In every area and facet of your life, have a short-term goal. Even in your religious life, you can have a short-term goal. In your family life, have a short-term goal. If you're a parent here, for your children, have a short-term goal, something you want to achieve with them. Have it, and you're good. Things will change. You're not God. So I don't believe in dream jobs. That question was a bait, was a setup. Yep. And we'll get there. It's not going to end in this session. We're still going to talk about it. So, yeah.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
So does anyone have any other question? Any question relating to career?
Yeah. Have I confused those people with dream jobs? If you have a dream job, share it.
Me, ma'am.
You can still share your dream job, right? But always know at the back of your mind that things can change. Things can change. Things can really change. Go ahead.
Okay, who has the question again? Question. Things can change. Okay, from Miss Wat. Ask question now.
Okay, someone is asking that I should relay the assignment again. Okay, so let's see who is paying attention. I'm going to relay the assignment again. And the assignment is going to be posted on the group, but it's good you start thinking about it. I'll give you an opportunity to start thinking about it ahead of, we're not going to post this. Baby Salah, we're not posting this on the group until Monday. So
yes,
because I
ma'am.
want to give opportunity to people that are on this session to start thinking ahead of the others. Describe your dream job. List out 3 successful people in that field and write about their career paths. List out the skills needed for your dream job. List out the skills you have. List out 3 short-term career goals relating to your dream job. Like I said, the first 3 entries will receive personalized mentorship from us. When I mean personalized, one-on-one, you'll be assigned to a mentor from Get Work Nigeria in the next 6 months. The rest will get a general feedback. So ensure you are also registered on our membership base, our online, to be able to derive these benefits. Ensure you are. And we'll be prioritizing the entries that comes from the participants, the attendees of this session. So be rest assured that we will not be considering anybody that's not attended this session. Even if we post on the group, we post this activity on the group and they respond, we will not be considering them above anyone that has attended the session because you have invested your time. This is a time investment. Time is money. Time is money. I don't know, everywhere in the world, if people really understand the value of time, they will know that time is money. You've invested your time. You might not have paid for this session, but you invested something into it and you deserve a reward, right? So having said that, I think it's good to close the session so that I want to respect our time. We've had 15 minutes extra. And
Excuse me, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Yes, please. I just like you to take the questions slowly. I was
Okay.
able to capture everything.
Okay. Describe your dream job.
Yes.
List out 3 successful people in that field and write about
Okay.
their career path. List out the skills needed for your dream job.
Okay.
List out the skills that you have now. List out 3 short-term career goals relating to your dream job. 3 short-term career goals relating to your dream job.
Okay.
First 3 entries will receive personalized mentorship. I've explained that over and over again, so I'm sure you understand that. First 3 entries will receive personalized mentorship from us in the next 6 months. The rest will get a feedback. Everybody will get a free feedback, definitely. So don't be discouraged and say, oh, I'm not first. So anytime you are able to submit this, please do. And please be thorough. It will help you. It's not just for us to see. It's not, I know we have a competitive mindset, but sometimes it's not all about competition. It's all about authenticity. Being authentic with yourself, right? So ensure you are registered on our membership platform. Ensure you are registered on that Google link as a Get Work Nigeria mentorship community member. Please, very important. Very, very important. In the course of the year, we are making connections. We are having strategic meetings with sponsors, with partners and all that. And you don't want to be robbed of these benefits, right? We are doing all that for you. So, yeah.
We are sending it to your DM, right?
Sorry?
Are we sending it to you? Are we sending it to your DM?
No. You're not sending it to my DM. You are sending it to info@getworknigeria.com.
Right.
I'm sorry. Thank you for bringing that up. info@getworknigeria.com. Although this thing will be posted on the group on Monday. So you want to spend from now till Monday to start thinking about it. So when it's posted on the group, of course, you'll be able to follow the instructions in sending it to the email.
All right.
Yeah,
All
info@getworknigeria. So we are only considering entries from Monday. So don't post anything. Don't send anything. Don't send any of those things today or tomorrow. We will start considering posts from Monday. So that is all. And yeah, I wish you all a very beautiful night. It's 1:18 p.m. in the afternoon here in Canada, where I work. And I always say I work in Canada, but I reside in Nigeria. Because, yeah, Nigeria is still home for me. And I just want to see things, I just want to see that country do well. And, yeah, so everything I can to give back as an individual and as part of an organization, I would always do that. Thank you, Get Work Nigeria members. And please, can I get the questions one more time? Okay, yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I've said that one more time. All right, so have a good evening, a good night. And it was nice being with you guys. I always feel at home when I'm with you. I always do. Have a beautiful night and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Ma. Thank you very much, everyone. Please don't forget to follow us at Get Work Nigeria on all social media platforms. And please go to the group Share your experience. How was the section? Thank you and good night.